Not sure, period. I've seen him do it a couple times, but I don't know why. I'm into the Zoom, comma, but I'm alone, period. Yvonne, comma, are you into the Zoom? Question mark. I am, but I appear to be alone.
Just getting set up here. Okay. All right, so let's get into child's pose. And if you want to bring the arms behind the back because you'd much prefer to relax the shoulders, that's fine. Take a few breaths here before we start going anywhere side to side to get some side stretches in. If you want to bring the knees close together because you want to round through the back more than get into the hips, that is fine too. In fact, I think I'm going to take the narrow knee variety because my back has been feeling very tight from sitting in front of the computer. So as we start to breathe here, taking deep inhales and deep exhales, you're going to be able to feel your chest against your thighs, and you'll start to feel that pressure, which is good. It's telling you that your lungs are working the way they should. And maybe even taking some audible exhales here, just to release any tension that could be in the body. When you're ready, let's walk our hands to the right side of the mat. Maybe even lifting the left hand over the right hand and just taking some nice deep inhales and deep exhales. And then slowly walking through center, we'll walk it over to the left, maybe taking that right hand over the left. And then slowly finding our way back to center. Exiting out of child's pose, we're going to come right into a Sphinx pose. So crawling onto the mat, elbows under the shoulders, legs behind us, knees down. Make sure that you're rooting the top of your feet into the mat, and then you're pushing the mat away, tucking the chin ever so slightly, and then check in with your buttocks. Are you relaxing those muscles? Because what you want working are the upper arms to help lift you into this gentle back bend. You're looking forward and down, and you're breathing. The legs are turned on, maybe so much so that your knees have popped up off the mat slightly. And then just to stretch out a little bit here. We're going to take a big inhale and then just look over the right shoulder, down towards your right hip. Tuck your chin to chest and we'll look over our left shoulder. And then coming back to center. Let's ignite that core a little bit. So I'm going to tuck my toes, lift my knees, and come into a forearm plank. Breathing here. Deep inhales, deep exhales. You're looking between your thumbs, forward and down. You're using your core and your legs and your upper arms to keep you in the pose. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down, toes untucked. Nice Sphinx pose to stretch out the belly. Maybe the shoulders are fired a little bit, feeling them igniting, and that's a good thing. And then we'll lower down to the mat so that we can bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck our toes, hips to heels, extended child's pose. So before we come up and take some different poses, I'm going to have us come into a couple of camel poses. So coming to all fours, maybe you need some padding under your knees. You could double a mat, put a towel or a blanket. Root the tops of the feet into the mat, coming up. If you'd like, you can tuck those toes as well. So big thing, tail tucks, belly in. Hands, a lot of times they tell you to put them on as though they're jeans pockets. I'm going to have you interlace them and then start to bring your hands down towards your knees. Pull the ribs back in and just start to open up the chest. You can tuck your chin down so you're not dunking back. If you prefer to dunk back, that's fine. And if you want to start to fish around to touch the heels, that's also fine. But this is really early in the practice. The idea is to just open up the chest, releasing the back. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Let me just untuck my toes and come into a hero's pose for a moment. Just reset it. Checking in with that lower belly, checking in with my body. How do I feel? And getting a nice little quad stretch. All right, let's come back and we're going to take a second one of those. If you would like to reach back to the thighs and allow the hands to float down, that's fine. If you want to reach to the heels, that's fine. And you can untuck your toes if you want. I'm going to interlace my fingers again, pull my navel and spine, and reach into the pose. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming up, finding my way to all fours position. Then walk your hands out about 1 hand distance. We're going to take some dancing lion. So bringing your hips over and moving through this dancing lion any way you want. So take those little detours. It helps your wrists, lubricates the spine and the hips. Next time you come forward, just take a moment and pause. And then let's reverse what we've been doing. And it might feel a little unnatural until you get into the rhythm, moving through the poses. For 3, 4, 2, and 1. Let's bring those hands back underneath the spine, knees under the hips, navel to spine, chest comes forward on an inhale into our cow pose, exhale into our cat Tops of my feet firmly planted into the mat. Taking it with your own breath. For 3, for 2, and 1. Coming to a neutral position. Let's just work into the flexors a little bit. I'm going to step my right foot behind my right wrist. You can take a deeper lunge if you'd like. Firm the belly, lifting up into Anjaneyasana. Now remember, we're tucking the tail, pulling the navel into spine, shoulders come back and down. If you want to take a slight back bend, you are welcome. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down. Let's take a hamstring stretch. Stretch it out before we get into our moving poses here. Now the heel digs in. We flex the toes back to the leg and we start to fold over evenly. For 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, coming back to our lunge and then setting up to our all fours. Let's take 1 round of cat-cow just to wash this out. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding, maybe even tenting up on the fingers. And then coming to our neutral position where we step the left foot forward, behind the wrist. Settle in, get stable, and then reaching up. The key to this pose is this back leg is holding me in the pose. I'm tucking under and sinking into the front leg so that I feel a stretch on my right quad and I'm working into the left hamstring and glute area. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, knees down. And let's take a well-deserved child's pose before we start moving tonight. So really stretch it out. Try to settle in. Maybe you're making some slight adjustments and movements in the hips.
You forgot the hamstring stretch.
I did. Thank you. Back we come. Don't know how I managed that. Let's rock back on the heel. We'll take a big inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Thank you, Deb. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1. Now we will step back into our child's pose. Thank you very much. Take some deep inhales, take some deep exhales. As you settle in here, do not hesitate to move a little bit, whatever works for you so that you can find your way comfortably into the pose. And then let's start to make our way to downward facing dog. Maybe you're moving through all fours. Maybe you are going to push directly into down dog. Toes tucked, hips to the sky, and then find your comfort. Maybe that means you're moving. Maybe you need to be static. Where are you? Is your weight too far forward or too far into the feet? You should try to be as even as possible. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come high on the balls of our feet and then exhale, sink the heels down. Inhale high to the balls of the feet. Exhale down. And let's start to walk our feet up towards our hands. Feet will be hip distance, that's about 2 fists. As we fold forward, maybe you are bending your knees a lot. Hands can cup in front of the legs or behind, or you could even leave them long and dangling. If you want to take some sway side to side or pendulum swing, feel free. 4, 3, 4, 2. On 1, we're going to root to rise. Inhale, sweeping all the way up into a reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center and settle in. So check in. Are you comfortable in your feet? Are you tucking the tail, bringing the navel into spine, opening up? We're going to work a little bit with dynamic motion. So we're going to be lifting a leg and then sending it behind us. And the whole idea is you have to find the balance in the standing leg. So we'll be lifting into a crescent pose here. Just a little pre-work. On an inhale, we lift our right knee up. On an exhale, we step it back into crescent lunge. We're just take a couple of breaths here. The idea is the weight transfer. We're trying to keep the weight level within our hips, obviously talking and moving. It disturbs my balance. Take a big inhale here. Exhale. Now keep this front knee bent. We're going to step right into chair pose. So pull the navel into spine, feet together, shins together, knees together. Inhale, chair pose. 4, 3, 4, 2, and 1. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. We're going to try that on the other side. So rooting down into the right leg, we're going to lift the left knee and then step it back, coming into our crescent pose. Find your balance, readjust it, pull the navel to spine, tuck the tail under, sink into the knee, and breathe. Four, 3, 4, 2. We're going to step right into our chair pose. So rooting down into the right foot, left foot meets right foot, coming into chair, sinking deeply for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale and exhale. So just a little bit of a preview. We're going to be coming into crescent pose tonight. If crescent is not a good thing, not a problem. You could drop to warrior 1 or even drop your knee down and come into Anjaneyasana, which we did first thing. When we come into crescent pose, the key here is to pull in this lower belly area so that you're really using the strength of your core region. We'll take a vinyasa down. You do not have to do the vinyasas. You can always step to down dog or child's pose. So let's come to the top of our mat. And we'll prepare to take our first vinyasa, which you are not required to do. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, navel to spine, knees bend. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back to plank pose. You can drop your knees if you'd like. Pull navel into spine. Inhale into your cobra if you're taking this version. And exhale, downward facing dog. So lifting the right leg up, let's open the right hip, maybe some ankle circles, or you could be taking big hip circles. Remember to get both sides. You want to go both directions. And then let's square off those hips. Toes are pointing down. We're going to look forward to our right wrist and set the right foot down. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Maybe you move those toes over to the left. Take a big inhale here and an exhale. We're going to rise to crescent. You can always drop that back left knee. or come into warrior one. Now, sink deeply in your crescent pose. Your hips are squared. You're tilting the pelvis forward so that you can stay high in the pose. Breathing here for 3, 4, 2. We're going to take water wheel. So my left arm's going to come forward, my right arm's going to come back. For 3, 4, 2. On 1, inhale back to crescent. We're going to take that again, but you're going to have a little bit of an option here. Exhale, water wheel. Maybe you take that right hand to the left leg, left arm, up and over. Sink deeply into that front leg for 4, 3, 2. On 1, my left hand's going to float down. My right arm's going to float up. Open twist. For 3, 4, 2. On 1 hand down, step the right foot back. All right, you have a choice of a vinyasa, down dog, or maybe a child's pose. While you're doing that, I'm going to just switch my orientation on the mat, make it a little easier for you guys. And meet me in down dog in the next breath or 2. Let's lift that left leg, open the left hip. Maybe you're making some ankle circles or big hip circles. Let's square off the hips. Left foot behind left wrist. Look where your right foot is. Maybe you need to adjust. And then we rise into our crescent pose. Check in with your crescent. Are you sinking in? Are you feeling centered in your hips? Arms can be up or even at heart center or on the hips if that works for you. Breathing here for 3, 4, 2. On 1, let's open up into that water wheel. Right arm forward, left arm back. Sink deeply into the front knee. Chest is high in the pose. You may or may not be looking over your back hand, and that's fine. Let's bring it back into our crescent. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, we'll open it up again. Maybe back hand floats to the back right leg. Opening up into our twisted variety. For 4, 3, the back leg is nice and strong. Heel to the sky. 1 more breath. Exhale, we're going to take that right hand down. Left arm up and open. You're pushing the floor away, lifting with your core. Top hand is reaching towards the sky. For 3, 4, 2. On 1 hand down, step it back, and we'll all meet in a child's pose. So you can take a vinyasa or not. Let's just hang out in child's. We're going to even open the shoulders in another breath or 2. But just take your moments here. Find your breath again. On your next inhale, let's lift the right arm up. We're going to make a small little fist, and we'll start to rotate the wrist. And then we're going to sweep the right arm under the body, coming to rest on the right shoulder, possibly reaching the left arm out in front or even towards the right side of your mat. You could wrap the arm behind the back as well. Breathing here. 4, 3, 4, 2. On 1, let's bring that left hand under the shoulder so we can sweep the right arm back up. Give it a shake or maybe even some finger flicks. And then we bring it out long on the mat. Take a big inhale here, open mouth, exhale. Let's lift the left arm up. Again, rolling the wrist in one direction and the other. And then let's sweep the left arm down so the shoulder makes contact with the mat. And then maybe reaching the right hand out or towards the left, getting a beautiful stretch through the side body. And then let's slowly bring the right hand into the right shoulder so we can lift, extract our left arm. Comes out in front of us. Take another breath or two here. Really see if you can stretch through your shoulder blades, upper back. And then we'll find our way into downward facing dog. So take your time. You've got a couple of breaths here to find down dog. Maybe you are lifting up on the balls of the feet, sinking the heels down, stretching away. Take a big inhale here. Exhale. Right leg lifts. Let's open up the hip. If you would like to take a flip dog here, you are welcome. Come high on the ball of the left foot so that you can gently release into your flip dog. If you don't want to do flip dog, just open the hip or stay in down dog. Then we'll come back to our down dog split, leg in the air. Exhale, right foot behind right wrist. Left foot pivots. This time we're coming into warrior one, heel to heel alignment, reaching up into warrior one. So what am I doing in warrior one? I'm lifting the back knee, sinking strongly into the front knee and making sure I'm tracking to the right side of the room. Arms can be up or at heart center. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to open to warrior 2. So my right arm is going to go forward, my left arm is going to come back. I'm going to switch orientation on the mat so that you can see I'm really taking a wide stance here. I'm heel to arch alignment, checking in with my toes. My arms are at shoulder height. You do not need to feel like you're holding up the world. They're strong and straight, but there's some fluidity in them. Yeah. Shoulders down, pull the navel into spine. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On 1, back hand down, front hand up and over. You can be looking at the back heel or you can be looking up. Don't lose the bend in the front knee. I'm tracking that knee towards the right side of the room, breathing here for 4, and we're very light on the back leg. 3, 2. On 1, we're just going to come back to warrior 2 to set up for side angle pose. So right forearm to right thigh, left arm up and over. The palm is coming over the head and facing down to help me open that shoulder. So that left shoulder's reaching back, left waist is back. I'm opening up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to look down. My left hand's going to come down. I'm going to pivot onto the left foot, open up into a left twist. Breathing here. 4, 3, 4, 2, and 1. Hand down, let's step it back to plank pose, and we're gonna hold plank. Push the mat away, pull the navel into spine. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On 1, let's push the hips to the ceiling and take a deep breath. I'll just kind of rotate on the mat. So we'll start with that flip dog or not. Or not is a great option. Let's lift the left leg, open up. You can stay here or come high on the ball of the right foot so that you can set the left foot down, opening up into your flip dog. Breathing here. I look down, reset the hand, leg comes up, and step left foot behind left wrist, pivot right foot, and rise into warrior 1. So left hip back, right hip forward, tail tucks, shoulders back and down. And then lift the arch on that back right foot. Breathing here. 4, 3, 4, 2. On 1, I'll bring the left arm forward, the right arm back. I'll switch my feet now, but I take a giant step back when I come into warrior 2 so that I can get that heel to arch alignment. Sinking down, opening the groin, arms come out. I'm looking over my long left hand. Breathing here. 4, 3, 4, 2. On 1, keep the bend here. We're going to reverse that warrior up and over. You can be looking up at the sky or you can be looking at the back heel, but don't lose the bend in the front leg. For 4, 3, 2. On 1, inhale back to warrior 2, left forearm, left thigh, right arm up and over. You really want extension. You're opening that right chest, right shoulder, right hip. Pull the navel into spine. 4, 3, 4, 2. On 1, I'm going to look down. I'm going to float my right hand down the ball of my right foot, opening up, left arm to the sky. Reach down and open up, lift the back leg. 4, 3, 4, 2. And 1 hand comes down. We're going to step it back into our plank pose. You have a choice of a vinyasa, stay in plank, move to down dog, or even take a child's pose. We'll all meet in down dog in the next breath or 2. And we'll start to walk our feet towards our hands. This time, separate your feet at least hip distance, maybe even more. Hip distance is your 2 fists. I'm going to fold forward and I'm going to take my peace fingers inside the big toes. Inhale, lift, put a nice bend in my knees so that I can fold my chest over my thighs, start to rock my weight towards the balls of my feet, and my elbows go out towards the sides of the room. Padangusthasana. Deep inhales, deep exhales. 4, 3, 4, 2. On 1, inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale. Take a stance at the front of the mat before we hit our third and final standing sequence. Now, this third and final standing sequence, our transition from one side to the other is going to be a wide-legged forward fold on your mat. So we'll be stepping back into that a lot like we did earlier. So just as a note, coming to the top of the mat, you are welcomed again to just meet me in down dog. Inhale all the way up, navel to spine, exhale, forward fold, bend knees as needed. Get that half lift. Your hands could be here on your shins. Plant the hands, step back, and find your way to down dog in some variety. Lifting our right leg up. Let's bring the right foot forward. Pivot the back foot. We're going to inhale into warrior one. We've been here before. And now make it to warrior two. All right, let's stretch out those hammies. Unbend the front leg. Inhale, exhale, we reach. Coming into triangle pose. Using blocks is a great idea, or books or cans of soup. Your top arm does not need to be in the air. It could be wrapped around your back. Take a big inhale here, open mouth, exhale. Now reach the crown of the head just a little more. For 4, 3, 2. On one, slight bend in the knee to come all the way up and reverse the triangle. Opening the front body so the back leg's strong and straight. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On one, let's lift all the way up. And now we're going to start to turn both toes in, coming to a wide-legged position. Interlace your hands behind your back. They never have to leave your tailbone if that's uncomfortable. Start to pull them down as we did in our camel pose. Inhale, take a gentle back bend. And then exhale, soften the knees, and we're going to come all the way forward, getting a beautiful stretch in the shoulders. Now, if you find your head close to the ground, start to move the feet a little closer in. Taking some deep inhales and deep exhales as we allow the hands to cascade over the head. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On one, allow the hands to float down under the face. Inhale, half lift, pull your navel into spine and place your right hand underneath your face and sweep the left arm up. Try to keep your hips as level as possible using blocks or books or cans of soup for that matter. Breathing here for 3. You don't have to be looking up. You could be looking down. 4, 2. On one, we're just going to change those hands out. Left hand will come down, right arm will sweep up. And remember, you can always be placing the arm across the back to release the shoulder. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to start to walk our hands towards our left foot. So our left foot's going to make a 90-degree turn. You're going to come to the ball of your back right foot, and then you're going to set that foot down so that you're heel to heel alignment, and you can rise into warrior one. A nifty little transition to get us at the other side of our mat. Now, are you lifting that back leg, and are you lifting the arch of your back right foot? All right, take an inhale here. Let's open up. Exhale, warrior two. Take a big inhale here. Exhale. And then we're going to straighten the front leg and we're going to start to reach out, coming into our triangle pose. Use whatever props are good for you. Remember, if your hand is on the leg, make that a light touch. We are also not hyperextending that front leg. Take a big inhale here. Feel the spine start to realign. 4, 3, 4, 2. On one, we're going to start to bend that knee just a little bit so that we can come up into our reverse triangle. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On one, we'll come to a neutral position. We're going to turn our left toes in so that we're facing the long edge of our mat again. Take an inhale here. Maybe a slight low back bend if you'd like one or not. And then exhale, start to fold forward. The hands will come to the mat. Our toes pigeon toe. Inhale, lift, and then start to walk the heels of the hand back towards the heels of the foot. And start to rock your weight towards the balls of your feet. If you find your head too close to the mat, just wiggle the feet in. The key here is to pull yourself through the legs to get the stretch along the back of the legs. So we want to get into the back of the calves, behind the knees, and into the hamstring and glutes. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On one, inhale, lift. We're going to start to walk our hands to the right foot. That means the right foot has to make a 90-degree turn to the top of our mat. Walk the hands to the inside. Then come to the ball of the back left foot. Pull the navel into spine. We're just going to take this pose very briefly. It's a strong lizard lunge, so we don't have the back knee down. Breathing here for 3, 4, 2. On one, make sure your hands are planted. We're going to step that right foot back, coming into our plank pose. Take an inhale here. Step, left foot, outside left pinky fingers, taking our lizard lunge here. Breathing here for 3. Nice long count. 4, 2. And 1, we step it back to plank. If you'd like one more vinyasa, you can. I'm going to drop my knees, come to a quick child's pose before we transition onto the mat. And when you're ready, we'll transition so that our legs are out in front of us, coming into staff pose. Take your time. Flex your toes, bring the shoulders back and down. Definitely pulling that tailbone in, and then the hands come by our side. We're coming into staff pose, Dandasana. Chin to the chest. My heels lift very slightly off the mat because this is a very strong pose. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we release. Let's sweep the arms all the way up. We're going to reach out as far as we can. So pull that navel into spine and start to reach forward with a long spine until the hands come down. Take an inhale here and then just start to fold over. If you need to bend the knees, that's fine, because then you can keep the spine long as you fold out over the legs. If you can grab the shins or the feet, that's fine. Or if you're using a strap, that's great. It's not about how far forward you're reaching. It is about, can you breathe? Are you feeling a stretch in that lower back? Deep inhales and deep exhales. Four, three, four, two, and one. Let's allow the hands to just fall to the mat, and let's just casually roll all the way up. Shoulders up, back, and down. All right. Inhale, right leg up, open up, and then we find that right foot inside the left leg, and then resit yourself onto those sit bones. Make sure that these left toes are pointing up. If you are a fan of lifting up and reaching out, that's fine. I like to just take my right hand and reach towards the left side so I can do more twist. So I'm reaching, pulling my belly in, using that foot or ankle to give myself a little more twist over the leg or a strap. Straps are great. And exhale, coming down. And breathe. If you'd like to take the other hand, your left hand, and just lay the palm, or I'm sorry, lay the back of the hand so the palm is facing up. It's a wonderful release on the shoulders. And then breathe. Don't forget, these toes are active. They're in the pose. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On one, inhale, lift, exhale, release, and coming up. Inhale this knee up and step the foot all the way across, and then reset yourself so that you're sitting as tall as you can. We want to sit into this pose so that we can get our shoulders up and open our ribs. This is a compressive twist. I'm going to take my left arm and either wrap it around the right leg or take the elbow outside the right knee. Then taking my right arm up and back. First thing I do is really push down to lift my spine, and then I exhale and twist. Taking another big inhale and exhale and twist. So you're pushing arm into leg, leg into arm to get you a beautiful shoulder opener and compressive twist onto the ribs. So you want to really lift up. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale and set the leg down, shake it out, maybe roll the ankles, wiggle toes, even shake out shoulders. There's no wrong way to set from one side to the next. Let's lift the left leg up, open the left knee, and find left foot into right leg. Again, really lifting up, being as tall in the pose as you can, moving everything here. And then if you want to reach up, go forward, that's fine. I'll take my left hand outside my right leg, inhale, lift, and then exhale, hold. Then I'll sweep the back of my right hand onto the mat so that I can relax that shoulder. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On one, inhale, lift, exhale, release. Let's inhale, knee up and over. Make sure that you're really pushing this left foot down into the mat, flexing the right toes, and then sit up tall. either wrapping right arm around left leg or outside of the knee, reaching left arm up and back. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Taking another inhale to lift and an exhale to twist. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Untwisting, releasing, and shake that out. We'll come into our inversion. So if you have a headstand, handstand, or balance, I'm going to actually teach waterfall pose. If you'd like to put legs up the wall, you're welcome to legs up the wall. And then I will cue you that if you'd like to come through traditional Shavasana, go to the traditional Shavasana or stay in the inverted state if you're in one of the more relaxing versions. So bringing my feet, I'm going to just roll myself down onto the mat, hug my knees into my chest. Place my hands by my hips, tuck my navel to spine, and then allow my feet to come up, and then just kind of relax the feet and the knees, slight bend, bringing my arms up and allowing the shoulders to really make contact with the mat. The back of my head is firmly into the mat, and I am not looking side to side. And then I just close my eyes and breathe. Inversions are all about relaxing the body and putting you back to the natural state of rest and relax. So try to allow yourself to let go to the best of your ability. Thoughts will arise. You can tell them later, and they will just kind of wander off. They'll come back and bother you in a moment, and you'll tell them later again. Taking deep inhales and deep exhales to really release and relax. If you would like to move towards a traditional Shavasana, you are welcome to do so at this time. If you are comfortable in your inversion and you feel very relaxed there, continue on there. Coming into Shavasana, please don't hesitate to use as many props as you feel comfortable. For lower back issues, placing blocks of blankets behind the knees, or even covering yourself for a little chill. And then really settle in. This is about finding the most comfortable place you can be and trusting that you are completely and totally held by the mat and the floor. And then let's just take an audible exhale here. Settling into our natural breath. And in a few minutes, I will wake you from your Shavasana. As the thoughts and thoughts, treatment as leaves in the river, they have their turn. Deep exhale. Another big inhale. And a bigger exhale. Let's start to wiggle our fingers and our toes. Our wrists and our ankles. And then maybe making some larger motions with our arms and our legs. Finally drawing our arms all the way up. Stretch, 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 toes out. And then hugging our knees into our chest. And maybe rocking a little side to side. And finding right or left side, doesn't matter which side you're on. Take a moment. Bring yourself to this piece. And then hold it. Hold it inside of you. Make that memory. You know, as we were preparing to leave Shavasana, I was thinking about all of the events of what's happening right now. Excuse me, dry throat. And I've come to realize that everything that is happening in society right now boils down to one. Life matters. Pretty much life. I should want your happiness. I should want your peace. I should want your stability. I should want all the good things in your life for one very good reason. Because if your life, and that can mean any human being, or any sentient life, or any animals or plants, every bit of life, if all of those needs are met, then the coexistence between me and you is really good. So just take away from the practice to me. Life matters. Namaste. Practice.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was awesome.
I know that my Tuesdays are a little bit